Welcome back to the Manc Entrepreneur YouTube channel and to another episode of Mondays Don't Suck. And remember, if you have a reason to be complaining about Mondays, then it's not Monday's fault, it's whatever you're choosing to do with your Monday, which is the problem. So as always, we're going to kick things off with a bit of a look at last week, what I got up to, what I've got coming up this week before we get onto the main topic of the day. So that said, last week was a great week. I actually feel like I got loads done because I was based here at the office all week. There was loads of progress made with the news website and lots of planning going on for some upcoming not only software but other bits for the main website as well. We did a really engaging webinar on the Tuesday, letting people know where we stood with Magento 2, which seemed to be really well received. And that is obviously that's sort of aim in the direction for things that I'll be working on into the future. Now this week is a bit of a busy one in that I'm again just checking the calendar right now. Today's pretty quiet. Well, not by quiet I mean it's just a normal day. I've got a meetup tomorrow evening. I've got a meetup Wednesday evening. No. I've got a call Wednesday evening with Austin, Texas, so that's why it's in the evening. And then I've got another evening meetup on Thursday, and then a full day event I'm out on Friday. So it is a busy week, and obviously I will try and bring you along with me and show the things which I found that you might find interesting as well. But yeah, it's great for this week. I'm actually looking forward to getting out and talking to sellers who deal with e-commerce things and other entrepreneurs, and it's just great to be around those other like-minded people. And then before we know it, that's the end of March, and yeah, I can't believe where this year is going. It's absolutely crazy. Now, with that sort of boring stuff out of the way, the main thing that I wanted to talk about today is perspective. You can probably guess where this is going, but obviously last week on Wednesday there was the terror attack that happened in London, and it's a shame because it takes things like that to really put things in perspective for a lot of people, myself included. You know, and I was sat there thinking about what I was going to talk about today, and it was obviously I couldn't not mention what had happened on Wednesday, and I just couldn't help but feel like we're in this weird society right now where celebrities are celebrated, you know, more than the vast majority of people in our culture today, and entrepreneurs are, you know, the big ones are also very well celebrated. You know, your Mark Zuckerberg, your Bill Gates, your Richard Branson, your Gary Vaynerchuk. They're all celebrated and admired, and people look up to them. However, it was on Wednesday where you realise that actually the people who do the most incredible things are the ones who do it every single day without acknowledgement, without good pay, and they don't moan, they just get on with it every single day, and it's those people which should be celebrated and admired every single day. Of course, I'm talking about the unsung heroes who are the men and women who make up the emergency services here in the UK. Obviously, there's a tragedy with PC Keith Palmer, who was, you know, fatally stabbed on Wednesday, and that doesn't detract from the other people who were obviously killed, Aisha, Kurt, and Leslie, as well as the dozens that were, you know, injured. Catastrophically injured, as the news keeps reporting. But it's those people who put themselves in harm's way to protect us, to protect people like me, so I can lead my life and do the things I want to do with very little worry. And that if anything does happen, I know that those people are there to protect me and to protect us as a whole. When you see the footage of the incident, you know, or some of the camera footage of what's happened on Wednesday, you see that the vast majority of people, you know, are running away from the incident, and understandably so, under-fucking-standably so. And as much as, you know, I'd like to sit here and say, you know, I'd be running towards the incident, trying to help people, we all hope I think deep down that we would be that person. But I've, in hand on heart, I've never been in a situation to test myself to that degree. And as much as I would like to think that I'd be that person, I can't prove it, and I can't tell you that I am that person. And in the vlog that I did, just a couple of weeks ago, in fact, I put a clip up now, I was there. I was walking past Parliament. I crossed the road near Westminster Bridge 2 weeks earlier, at a very similar time to that incident that happened. And that, it obviously, it's 2 weeks ago, but the fact that it brings home is it could have been then, and I could have been I could have been affected by what had happened. And it put things in perspective. You never know what's going to happen. The admiration that I have, I'm very fortunate that I know people in the police force. I know people who are paramedics and who are doctors, and to see those people running towards something which they have no idea what they're in for, but their first instinct was to help other people. At the time when you see what had happened, obviously the first thing in everybody's mind is this a coordinated attack? Is there going to be someone else? Is there another lunatic somewhere trying to cause problems? And yet still they run headfirst into danger to try and save the others. And I think those are the people which should be admired, not entrepreneurs, not celebrities. We're all allowed to do the things that we want because of people like that. I think the word like legend and hero gets thrown about way too much these days. It's like a slang word, which it's your good mate who can drink 20 pints and still walk home. He's a legend. No, he's not. The people the people of the emergency services are the real unsung heroes. They are the legends, and then they are living proof that not all superheroes wear capes, in my opinion, because they do things which I certainly couldn't do. Again, I can't brand them all with the same brush, but I can certainly say with the ones in my experience, the ones who are in my sort of circles, they're the most humble and modest people that I've ever met. And no matter how many times I asked them, it's like, how do you do that? How do you put yourself in that situation? You're a hero. It's like, no, I'm just doing my job. And that is how they look at it. But I look at it as to be so much more. They choose what they chose, that path, and I think it takes a very special kind of person to do that. And I think that's the big thing, and we need to celebrate those people who on a daily basis put themselves in harm's way or sacrifice their time and effort and energy in order to try and help other people. And you could argue that lots of people try and help other people, but when it's life or death, those are the people who rise up and take the lead. They're the leaders. They're the people who, if something kicks off, they're the ones running from the front. And I said, as you could probably tell, I have so much admiration for every single member of the emergency services, and I do. It's such a shame that you're not paid what I believe you should be paid, but I know you don't do it for the money. You do it because you genuinely care. And I think the world would be a much better place if there was more people like you in it. Obviously, my thoughts for the past few days have been all for the families, especially the ones who sadly lost their lives, but also the ones who are going to be life-alteringly changed through injuries. That's why their names are there. It's like we need to remember these people, not the dickhead who thought he was trying to be clever and trying to make a statement. No, he just made himself look a bell end. These are the real people who we need to remember. And Keith Palmer is obviously, PC Keith Palmer was a great example of someone who, in the line of duty, gave his life trying to protect the lives of others. And there's no words. I can't even comprehend what that must be like to put your life on the line like that every single day. I think to end, like I say, for me, this whole, it takes things like this, and it shouldn't. We should always be aware of what's going on and where we are in the world, but sometimes it takes instances like that to put things in perspective. And the image, I'm going to put an image up on the screen right now, and I saw this actually a few weeks ago, and it says, "Those who died yesterday had plans for this morning. and those who died this morning had plans for tonight. Don't take life for granted. In the blink of an eye, everything can change. So forgive often and love with all your heart, as you may never know when you may not have that chance again. So I do apologise if this is a little breakaway from the traditional Mondays Don't Suck episodes where it's all about motivation and it's all about, yeah, let's go and smash the week and all the rest of it. But genuinely, I think this episode should have been one where we put things in perspective. And yes, whilst building businesses is cool and creating YouTube videos is cool, spare a thought for the people who are really making a difference right now. The ones who make a difference when it matters. When it's life or death. Those are the people. Those are the guardian angels who are ready and willing and waiting to protect you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's, like I said, very change of pace from usual. It will be back to normal next week. At the end of this video, it's going to be slightly different than normal. There's going to be a link to a Just Giving page set up by the Metropolitan Police Federation, who are raising money for the family of PC Keith Palmer. If you feel in any way motivated to donate, I'm sure it'll be gratefully received. With that said, as always, I'll catch you in tomorrow's video. Thank you for watching.